Tina, it's so lovely to see you. It must be quite strange to see your story on screen. What did you think of it?
Oh, I think it's incredible. I can't quite believe it's come about, but no, it's amazing to see your story being told and to see somebody portraying me and, you know, Lorne portraying Bobby. It's so weird. I mean, and of course, Roberta being portrayed by a little girl, so the whole family's involved. It was an absolutely fantastic experience. I'm really, really delighted it came.
And it was based on your book, wasn't it?
It was totally based on my book, which started when Bobby and I split up. I started writing letters to him, and I suddenly thought I must be driving the poor man mad. So I stopped writing the letters to him, but I kept writing them, and I just kept writing, and I decided that I would sort of start writing a book about my life, which I did, and my daughter read it. And she said, Mum, I think it's quite good. And she said, it's very emotional. Anyway, she showed it to her editor, and, you know, 15 years later, I was approached by ITV, and here we are.
And here we are. Isn't it remarkable?
Can't quite believe it.
It really is.
It's amazing.
And did you have lots of discussions with Michelle Keegan? Did you talk with her about... Because it must have been difficult for her to portray somebody who's still with us, you know, who's a true character.
Well, I actually went to the read-through and I met Michelle there. Right. I'm very impressed and very
flattered. She's really good. She's lovely.
Oh, she's lovely. And such a really down-to-earth, beautiful young girl. I mean, she was lovely.
It's so strange, though, when you think back to what your husband achieved, but back then there wasn't really any wags, there wasn't the crazy salaries and the way that footballers are now, to be honest, really cosseted. I mean, it wasn't like that, was it?
No, but it was a beginning. I think that when England won the World Cup, it suddenly opened up the football world to a whole vast array of different people. I mean, women, I think, for the first time ever, became interested, and it was sort of suddenly became glamorous. Yeah. And after that, the photographers started wanting to take photographs of me and the other wives. So
that was the beginning of it then,
yeah, from the first time, I think football moved from the back page to the front page. Yeah. And also, to, you know, they did features on the wives, their families. So we started to get a little bit of recognition, and I think that was the very tip of it, to be honest with you.
Well, it's gone crazy now.
Oh, it's madness.
I know. Would you think you'd have been able to cope with that?
I'm sure. Look, I'm sure. Yeah. You know, everyone says they earn an awful lot of money, and they do, but then, you know, football is such a big game now, and I mean, it brings it so much revenue that I think that all the footballers, whatever they get, they deserve it, because their careers can be cut short.
That's true, it's very, very short window,
and they're huge stars, aren't they, now?
But when you first met Bob, you weren't that impressed by the fact that he was a footballer.
No, I wasn't impressed at all. I mean, my father had left my mother when I was very young, so I was brought up in a very female-orientated household, so I wasn't really aware of football. I certainly didn't know that people got paid to play. So when I met Bobby and he said he was a footballer, I thought it was, you know, he just did that on a Saturday. So I wasn't.
And had a real job.
Yeah, had a proper job. I would have been more impressed if he'd had a proper job, but there we are.
God, that's remarkable. It really is. It absolutely is. And I can't believe this. You're a great grandmother.
I am.
Well, I just don't understand. You look incredible. How do you keep looking so good? What do you think Bobby would have made of all of this? You know, the drama of his life, that people are still talking about him years after he's passed. You know, people still remember him with huge affection. Oh,
well, I mean, he was a very, very special man, wasn't he? And I think the English public hold him in a very special part of their heart. I'm sure he'd be flattered, but he had such a tough time at the end of his career. And I think that it would have been better if they had bestowed this love, and the England sort of team, the bosses, so to be, had given him a job and sort of treated him...
And recognition, well, he could have still
recognition then. So I think that he deserves it now, but it would have been... It's misplaced, it should have been then.
Ah, that's true. That's a very, very good point. Tina, it's a joy to talk to you. Thank you so much. It's actually on next Friday.
Next Friday.
A week tomorrow, Friday the 13th, ITV, 9 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
I really am. Thank you very much indeed.